Well, listen, stuff happens, right? People have financial problems, cash is tight, they need to make ends meet. So in today's conversation, what I want to do, I want to speak about a large personal loan from OneMain Financial. Maximum loan amount approved, $20,000. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about a massive personal loan from OneMain Financial. $20,000. That's the maximum amount you can get. All kinds of credit profiles are welcome. Low credit, no credit, bad credit, fair credit. Everybody's welcome. Before I actually talk about the loan, please understand that we have no association, no relationship, no affiliation to OneMain Financial. They're not paying us to do this video. We're just doing this video for informational, educational, and instructional purposes. All right. Now let's talk about the loan. So here, when you speak about OneMain Financial loans, you have unsecured loans. You can get secure loans if you want. You can get co-sign loans, debt consolidation loans. The amount $1,500 to $20,000. The APR 18% to 35.99%. And there are no fees. And the term for the loan duration, you can choose between 24, 36, 48, or 60 months. Okay, that's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. The time to funding 1 to 3 days. Very easy. And there are no extra conditions. And one thing we love here is that with OneMain Financial, they give you the flexibility. So you may be offered a secured or unsecured loan, okay? Just remember, though, that a secure loan requires you to provide collateral, such as a car, while an unsecured loan doesn't require any collateral at all, right? And one thing we love also is that your terms may vary. So the maximum loan amount is $20,000, but you may not qualify for $20K because your terms will vary based on your personal information, like your credit history, your income, your expenses, debts, and available collateral. What we love overall with OneMain Financial is that they cater to a wide audience, okay? So this is pretty cool. And on top of that, they also have, so if you don't want to apply online, you can actually walk into a branch. They do have, we're showing you right now, their branches. They have branches all over the nations, actually in 44 states. And they have over 1,500 branches. So if you want to have a conversation with a live person, a live human, then all you want to do is just want to walk into a OneMain Financial branch and have that conversation. So you can see on the screen all the states where OneMain is available. So they are available. They are present in 44 states. Okay, we're gonna leave the screenshot for a while so you can see that. All right. Now, let me give you a glance, let me give you a synopsis into OneMain Financial. But before I do this, folks, I'm speaking to you today about a large personal loan from OneMain Financial. Maximum limit, $20,000. All kinds of credit profiles are welcome. So if you have bad credit, you can still qualify. If you have fair credit, no problem. If you have no credit, also no problem. Let's talk about OneMain Financial. This is a great lender. And they actually have, what we love with OneMain Financial is that they have revolutionized the whole lending process. They do use an in-house algorithm to evaluate borrowers. Okay, so they don't have a minimum credit score, so they have a wide constellation of criteria they look at to verify whether or not you could be a good candidate for their loans. So they look at things like your education, right? Let's say you're not working right now, but you do have a master's degree. The potential is there, right? The potential for future employment is there. So they kind of look at what we call here at the Sweetie Kiwi Show, we call it alternative data to evaluate you. Okay, so what are the pros and cons of OneMain Financial? You can choose the payment date. They do offer joint and secure loans. You're able to fund a loan the same, or they're able to fund a loan the same or next business day. And they offer online educational resources. We love that part of OneMain Financial, the ability to help borrowers and prospective applicants to better themselves, to improve their financial knowledge, their knowledge of personal finance. This is fantastic. And what about the cons? Now, as you probably have noticed, their rates are high compared to other online lenders. They do charge an origination fee in some cases, and they don't offer direct payments to creditors on debt consolidation loans. This is something you need to keep in mind. But what we want to see here is that after evaluating OneMain Financial on tens of criteria, including loan variety, loan amount generosity, the cost, the reputation, and the customer service, we assign the company a score of 9.5 over 10. And if you go on Trustpilot, for example, you can see that they have received 32,588 reviews, and the aggregate score of from all those reviews is 4.8 over 5. This is pretty high. Now let's talk about eligibility criteria, folks. If you are interested in the kind of loan I'm speaking to you today about, which is what? A large personal loan from OneMain Financial. Maximum amount $20,000. All kinds of credit profiles are welcome. Bad, poor, fair, good credit. And so if you want to qualify, here you need to provide information about your financial history, your credit history, your income and expenses. In other words, they want you to have an idea. They want to have an idea of your P&L, your profit and loss. So when you have income and expenses, you actually, when you subtract your income from your expenses, you get something called your disposable income at the personal level. At the business level, that's called net income. So they want to have also some information about the loan purpose, and they want to see, they will ask you whether you have filed for bankruptcy in the past. Remember that if you have filed for bankruptcy, that derogatory item will stay on your credit profile for 10 years, up to 10 years. Even if you have filed for bankruptcy more than 10 years ago, you still have to be truthful when responding to OneMain Financial. And they also want to know your state of residence, because remember, they cover 44 states. If you're not if you're not in the states where they cover, then this could be a problem. If you have any question, if you have any comment to make, you can contact them at 1-800-961-5577. 1-800-961-5577, or you can just find a branch. Okay, so before you close your loan, OneMain will need you to provide the following documents. So a copy of a valid government issued ID. This could be a driver's license or passport. Your social security card. This is very important. They want to make sure that you are indeed the person who is applying for the loan. They want to have proof of residence, and this could be a driver's license with your current address. This could also be a utility bill, or this could be a signed lease. And then they also want to have an idea of your of income. So they will have proof of income. They will require proof of income, and this could be you can actually furnish that through pay stubs, W-2 forms, or tax returns. In some cases, they also might want to see your bank statements. That way, you kind of have an idea. They have an idea of who you are and your financial stability, your financial situation. Now let's talk about when you get a loan from OneMain Financial, what can you use the loan for? And what kind of loan are we talking about here? We're speaking about a large personal loan from OneMain Financial, maximum amount $20,000, and all kinds of credits are welcome. Low credit, no credit, bad credit, poor credit, fair credit, average credit, all kinds of credit are welcome. So you can use when you get a loan from OneMain Financial, you can use it for several purposes. You can use it to consolidate debts. You can consolidate credit card debts, or personal loan debts. Personal loan debt. What a tautology. Personal loans. You can consolidate other loans that you have with other lenders, right? You can also use the money for life events. So everything from weddings to medical expenses to funeral expenses to emergency expenses and moving loans. So if you're moving out of state because you got a new job or because of any other reason, you can get a loan. You can actually use part of the proceeds from that loan to finance that situation. And OneMain Financial is also okay if you get a loan from them for recreation, quote unquote, recreational purposes, like vacation loans, boat loans, motorcycle loans, and RV loans. They're okay with that too. They will also give you some cash for auto loans. And now the thing is, you can use the money to refinance an auto loan, to repair your existing car. You can purchase a vehicle. Of course, the vehicle has to be, the value of the vehicle, the price, has to be below $20K, because remember that the limit with OneMain Financial is $20,000, and you can do a cash out refinance also. This works. And you can also use a loan from OneMain Financial for home improvement projects. Okay, anything about renovation of your house to the purchase of a large appliance, they're okay with that. So they actually cover the whole 9 yards. They're pretty flexible. What we've seen in our research is that OneMain Financial is really flexible in terms of the loan amount they're giving you. Remember that they fixed the amount at $20K, but you can actually borrow more if you are an existing client. Okay, new clients only have to stick with the $20K. But if you're an existing client and you have proven to them that you are good in terms of repaying your loans, then they'll increase your limits. I'll be right back right after this tutorial. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still talking to you today about a large personal loan from OneMain Financial. We're speaking about a loan amount, maximum loan amount of $20,000. All kinds of credit profiles are welcome. So it doesn't matter where you find yourself right now on the risk spectrum, on the FICO spectrum, from 350 all the way to 800. OneMain Financial has something for you. Even though if you have excellent credit, I don't think OneMain Financial is the place you want to be. You can borrow from another lender, because OneMain Financial is a little expensive for folks who have good credit. Okay, so when we talk about the loan from OneMain Financial, they want some evidence. And the evidence, I've told you before, they want to have income tax returns. So this, you can either email it to them or fax it to them. This should be the last, your 1040 for the last 3 years. And you also want to have your financial statements. You could do this for the last 3 months. So financial statements, you want to have your income statements, your balance sheets, and your statement of cash flows. You can do this for the last 3 months or 6 months. It's really okay. They will take anything above 2 months or 3 months. It's fine. You want to also show them your pay stubs and W-2s. If you don't have a job right now, but you want them to make a decision based on a job offer that you just got, you want to show them the offer letter. And the offer letter should clearly state your starting salary. Okay. If you also want to provide other, what I call alternative information, you can do this. You can do that as well. For example, you can provide your resume. You can talk about your highest level of education, whether you have a PhD, a master's degree, or bachelor's degree, because as I said earlier, they do have an alternative way of gauging applicants' creditworthiness. So it's very important for OneMain Financial to have a whole idea of who you are as a loan risk, as a borrower. Let me talk to you now about how to apply. So in this show, folks, I am talking to you today about a large personal loan from OneMain Financial. $20,000, that's the limit. And we love the fact that they're not restricting applicants, the categories of applicants who would be interested in this loan. No, it doesn't matter. Your credit score doesn't matter. It does matter when it comes to assigning the APR and a loan limit to you, but you can apply, okay? And you can apply via email, you can fax over the documentation to them. You can apply online, over the phone. You can visit a brick and mortar OneMain Financial branch, or you can mail in the application. Not a problem. So if you want to do it online, so once you send them some financial, employment, and personal info, you'll get a quick response on your loan request. So this is the phase that we call the prequalification. Okay, so you get a pre-approval from them, And then you can connect if you love what you got from them in terms of the loan offers. You can connect with the loan specialist. Okay, this is where they will discuss your options and verify things like identity, income, expenses, and any needed collateral on the phone, online, or at a branch. Okay, so you always have this trifecta of ways you can contact them: on the phone, online, or at a physical branch. And once you do that, once the conversation moves forward and you're comfortable and the rep is comfortable, then you can sign and get your money. Okay, so once they review and accept your loan, you will sign loan documents and receive the money. It's that easy. Now let's quickly look into some pages in terms of the application process online, so you have an idea of what's going on with OneMain Financial. So you can see on the screen here, you want to apply for the loan. They will ask you for your desired loan amount. So you put the amount here, and then you put the loan purpose, and they want to know if you own a vehicle or lease it, or if you don't have a vehicle. And here you also need to specify whether this loan application is individual or you are doing it with a co-applicant. So if this is a joint application. And on the next screenshot, you will see that they were asking you for your name and also your address. They also put in. They also ask you where you live right now. When did you move in? And they're also asking you if you own property. Okay, so all this is kind of is helping them understand. And you can see also they're asking you about your sources of income. First of all, your monthly income, your social security number, your date of birth, that's for sure, your source of income, whether you are employed or self-employed or retired. And they're asking you information about your current employer and when you started working at the company, and whether you have a checking or savings account. This is important for them to see what kind of mobile financial services you use. And then you certify. Then you just certify. Of course, there is a disclaimer for New York residents, but that's it. So you submit the loan application. They will review and will contact you. Now, let me talk to you in closing. Let me give you a few pro tips when it comes to applying successfully for a loan with OneMain Financial. It's very important to understand that this company look at a whole constellation of documents. So you have to be very responsive, fast, and truthful to them. As a matter of fact, you have to be truthful to all lenders, not just OneMain Financial. But my point is that because they use a bevy of criteria to evaluate you, the sooner you provide the information they need, the better it is for your file. For example, they look at your education. So if they ask for your resume, if they ask for your I would say your college activities that you engaged in college, you want to respond to them. Okay. Obviously, if they ask about your financial situation, some paperwork from you, your tax returns, your financial statements, you can send that to them. As a matter of fact, a lot of people believe that you need a PhD in accounting to prepare a whole set of financial statements. You don't. Nowadays, luckily, you have several software tools. They're free, and they can actually build your personal balance sheet, your personal income statement, your personal cash flow statements very quickly and very correctly too, as long as you put in the right data. Okay, you need to demonstrate to OneMain Financial when you speak to the rep. Make sure you're able to convince him or her that you do have the ability to repay the loan. In other words, you need to demonstrate sufficient cash flow. And even if you don't have a job, you can still demonstrate financial suitability. How do you do that? You have to prove that you have other sources of income. You do have a regular monthly sources of income, and that's what you use to sustain yourself. So you have enough disposable income to be able to repay your loan. This is the kind of conversation you need to have with the rep. And they also want you to have good credit. I mean, they don't have to. They're not asking you, but it just makes sense for your own good, for your own future financial stability, to constantly work on your credit history, right? So if right now you have bad credit or fair credit, that's pretty cool. That's fine in terms of whether or not you should apply for a OneMain Financial loan. If you need the money, go ahead. But the medium term or the long term vision should be to improve your credit score noticeably. Okay. Thank you so much, folks, for your attention. I really appreciate it. I was speaking to you about a large personal loan from OneMain Financial, maximum limit $20,000, and I spoke to you about the loan facts, the lender at a glance, a synopsis of OneMain Financial, the eligibility criteria, how to use loan proceeds, the evidence needed, how to apply, and some pro tips. Thank you so much, folks, for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.